1861 by Walt Whitman. Armed year, year of a struggle. No dainty rhymes or sentimental love verses for you, terrible year. Not you as some pale poetling seated at a desk, lisping cadences piano, but as a strong man erect, clothed in blue clothes, advancing, carrying a rifle on your shoulder, with well-gristled body and sunburned face and hands, with a knife in the belt at your side, and I heard you shouting aloud. Your sonorous voice ringing across the continent, your masculine voice, O year, is rising amid the great cities, amid the men of Manhattan. I saw you as one of the workmen, the dwellers in Manhattan, or with large steps crossing the prairies out of Illinois and Indiana, rapidly crossing the west of Springy Gate and scanning the Alleghenies, or down from the Great Lakes on Pennsylvania, or on deck along the Ohio River, or southward along the Tennessee or Cumberland rivers, or Chattanooga on the mountain top. Saw I your gait, and saw I your sinew limbs, clothed in blue, bearing weapons, robust year. Heard your determined voice launched forth again and again, year that suddenly sang by the mouths of a round-lipped cannon. I repeat you, hurrying, crashing, sad, distracted year. A Boston Ballad by Walt Whitman. To get betimes in Boston town, I rose with morning early. Here's a good place at the corner, I must stand and see the show. Clear the way there, Jonathan, wait for the President's marshal, wait for the government cannon, wait for the federal foot and dragoons, and the apparitions copiously tumbling. I love to look on the stars and stripes, I hope the fifes will play Yankee Doodle. How bright shine the cutlasses of the foremost troops, every man holds his revolver, marching stiff through Boston town. A fog follows, antiques of the same come limping, some appear wooden-legged, and some appear bandaged and bloodless. While this is indeed a show, it has called the dead out of the earth. The old graveyard of the hills have hurried to see, phantoms countless by flank and rear, heads of mothy mold, crutches mad of mist, arms in slings, old men leaning on young men's shoulders. What troubles you, Yankee phantoms? What is all this chattering of bare gums? Does the ache convulse your limbs? Do you mistake your crutches for firelocks, and level them? If you blind your eyes with tears, you will not see the President's marshal. If you groan such groans, you might balk the government cannon. For shame, old maniacs, bring down those tossed arms, and let your white hair be. Here gape your great-grandsons, the boys gaze at them from the windows. See how well-dressed, see how orderly they conduct themselves. Worse and worse, can't you stand it? Are you retiring? Is this hour with the living too dead for you? Retreat them, pell-mell, to your graves. Back to the hills, old limpers. I do not think you belong here anyhow. But there's one thing that belongs here. Shall I tell you what it is, gentlemen of Boston? I will whisper it to the Major. He shall send a committee to England. He shall get a grant from the Parliament. Go off a car to the Royal Ward. Haste. Take our King George's coffin. Unwrap him quick from the grave. Clothes. Box up his bones for a journey. Find a swift Yankee clipper. Here's freight for you, black-bellied clipper. Up with your anchor. Shake out your sails. Steer straight toward Boston Bay. Now call for the President's marshal again. Bring out the government cannon. Fetch home the rolls from Congress. Make another procession. Guard the foot and dragoons. We send a piece for them. Look, all orderly citizens, look from the windows, woman. The committee opened the box, set up the ragged ribs, glue those that will not stay, clip a skull on top of the ribs, and clip a crown on top of a skull. You have got your revenge, old buster. The crown has come to its own, and more than its own. Stick your hands in your pockets, Jonathan. You are a made man from this day. You are mighty cute, and here's one of your bargains. A Child's Amaze by Walt Whitman. Silent and amazed, even when a little boy, I remember I heard the preacher every Sunday put God in his statements as contending against some being or influence. A child said, "What is the grass?" by Walt Whitman. A child said, "What is the grass?" fetching it to me with full hands. How could I answer the child? I do not know what it is any more than he. I guess it must be the flag of my disposition, out of helpful green stuff woven. I guess it is the handkerchief of the Lord, a scanted gift, in remembrance I designedly dropped, being the owner's name somewhere in the corners, that we may see and remark, and say, whose? I guess the grass is itself a child, the product babe of a vegetation. Or I guess it is a uniform hieroglyphic, and it means sprouting alike in broad zones and narrow zones, growing among black folks as among white. Canuck, Tuckahoe, Congressman, Cuff, I give them the same, I receive them the same. And now it seems to me the beautiful uncut hair of graves. tenderly will I use your curling grass. It may be you transpire from the breasts of young men. It may be, if I had known them, I would have loved them. It may be you are from old people and from women, and from offspring taken soon out of their mother's lips. And here you are, the mother's lips. This grass is very dark to be from the white heads of old mothers, darker than the colourless beards of old men, dark to come from under the faint red roofs of mouths. Oh, I perceive after all so many uttering tongues, and I perceive they do not come from the roofs of mouths for nothing. I wish I could translate the hints about the dead young men and women, and the hints about old men and mothers, and the offspring taken soon out of their lips. What do you think has become of the young and old men? What do you think has become of the women and children? They are alive and well somewhere. The smallest sprout show them it's really no death. And if ever there was a led forward life, and does not wait at the end to arrest it, and seize the moment life appeared. All goes onward and outward, and nothing collapses. And to die is different from what anyone supposed, and luckier. A Clear Midnight by Walt Whitman. This is thy hour, O soul, thy free flight into the wordless. Away from books, away from art, the day erased, the lesson done. We fully forth emerging, silent, gazing, pondering the themes for lovers best, night, sleep, and the stars. A Farm Picture by Walt Whitman. Through the ample open door of the peaceful country barn, a sunlit pasture field with cattle and horses feeding, and haze and vista, and the fair horizon fading away. A Glimpse by Walt Whitman. A glimpse through an interstice court, of a crowd of workmen and drivers in a barroom around the stove, late of a winter night, and I, unremarked, seated in a corner, of a youth who loves me, and whom I love, silently approaching, and seating himself near, that he may hold me by the hand. A long while amid the noises of coming and going, of drinking and oath and smutty jest. Were we two content, happy in being together, speaking a little, perhaps not a word. A noiseless, patient spider by Walt Whitman. A noiseless, patient spider, I marked, where on a little promontory it stood isolated, marked how to explore the vacant vast surrounding, that launched forth filament out of itself, ever unreeling them, ever tirelessly speeding them. You, O my soul, where you stand, surrounded in measureless oceans of space, ceaselessly musing, venturing, throwing, seeking the spheres to connect them. Till the bridge you will need be formed, till the ductile anchor hold, till the gossamer thread you fling, catch somewhere, O my soul. A Promise to California by Walt Whitman. A promise to California, whilst to the great pastoral plains, and for Oregon, sojourning east a while longer, soon travel toward you to remain, to teach robust American love. For I know very well that I and robust love being among you, inland in the long western sea. For we states tend inland and toward the western sea, and I will also. A Sight in Camp by Walt Whitman. A sight in camp in the daybreak grey and dim, as from my tent I emerge so early, sleepless, as slow I walk in the cool fresh air, the path near by the hospital tent. 3 forms I see on stretchers lying, brought out there, untended lying. Over each the blanket spread, ample brownish woolen blanket, grey and heavy blanket, folding, covering all. Curious I halt, and silent stand. When with light fingers I from the face of the nearest, the first does lift the blanket. Who are you? Elderly man so gaunt and grim, with well-greyed hair, and flesh all sunken about the eyes. Who are you, my dear comrade? When to the second I step, and who are you, my child and darling? Who are you, sweet boy, with cheeks yet blooming? When to the third, a face nor child nor old, very calm, as of beautiful yellow-white ivory. Young man, I think I know you. I think this face of yours is the face of a Christ himself, dead and divine, and brother of all, and here again he lies. A Song by Walt Whitman. Come, I will make the continent indissoluble. I will make the most splendid race the sun never yet shone upon. I will make divine magnetic lands, with the love of comrades, with the lifelong love of comrades. I will plant companionship, thick as trees along all the rivers of America, and along the shores of the great lakes, and all over the prairies. I will make inseparable cities, with the arms about each other's necks, by the love of comrades, by the manly love of comrades. For you, Reese, for me, a democracy, to serve you, ma femme. For you, I am thrilling these songs, in the love of comrades, in the high-towering love of comrades. Abraham Lincoln, born February 12, 1809, by Walt Whitman. Today, from each and all, a breath of prayer, a pulse of thought, to memory of him, to birth of him. Adieu to Soldier by Walt Whitman. Adieu, O soldier, you of a rude campaigning which we shared, a rapid march, the life of a camp, hot contention of opposing fronts, a large maneuver, we had battles with a slaughter, a stimulus, a strong different game, spell of our brave manly hearts, the trains of time through you and like of you all filled, war and war's expression. Adieu, dear comrade, your mission is fulfilled. But I, more warlike myself, and with continuous soul of mine, still our own companion bound, through untied roads, with ambitious opponents alike, through many a sharp defeat in many a crisis, often baffled, here marching, ever marching on. A war fight out I hear, to fiercer, weightier battles give expression. After the Sea Ship by Walt Whitman. After the sea ship, after the whistling winds, after the white-grey sails, taunt to where spears and ropes. Below, a myriad waves, hastening, lifting up their necks, tending in sheaves flow toward the track of a ship. Waves of the ocean, bubbling and gurgling, blithely prying, waves undulting waves, liquid, uneven, emulous waves, toward whirling current, laughing and buoyant with curves, where the great vessel, sailing and tacking, displaces the surface, larger and smaller waves in the street of the ocean, yearnfully flowing. To wake up the sea-ship after she passes, flashing and frolicsome under the sun, a motley procession with many a flag of foam and many fragments, following the stately and rapid ship in the wake following. All is truth by Walt Whitman. O me, many a slack fate so long, standing aloof, denying portion so long, only aware today of compact, all diffused truth, discovering today there is no lie or form of lie, and can be none, but grows as inevitable upon itself as the truth does upon itself, or as any law of the earth or any natural production of the earth does. This is curious, and may not be realized immediately, but it must be realized. I feel in myself that I represent falsehoods equally with the rest, and that the universe does. Where has failed a perfect return, indifferent of lies of a truth? Is it upon the ground, or in water or fire, or in the spirit of man, or in the meat and blood? Meditating among lies, and retiring sternly into myself, I see that there are really no liars or lies after all, and that nothing fails its perfect return, and that what are called lies are perfect returns, and that each thing exactly represents itself and what has preceded it, and that the truth includes all, and is compact just as much as space is compact, and that there is no flaw or vacuum in the amount of a truth, but that all is truth without exception. Henceforth I will go celebrate anything I see or am, and sing and laugh, and deny nothing. An army corps on the march by Walt Whitman, with its cloud of skirmishers in advance, with now the sound of a single shot snapping like a whip, and now an irregular volley, the swarming ranks press on and on, the dense brigades press on, glittering dimly, toiling under the sun, the dust-covered men, and columns rise and fall to the undulation of a ground, with artillery interspersed, the wheels rumble, the horses sweat, and the army corps advances. An Old Man's Thought of School by Walt Whitman. An old man's thought of school. An old man gathering youthful memories and blooms that youth itself cannot. Now only do I know you, or fair auroral skies, or morning dew upon the grass. And these I see, these sparkling eyes, these stores of mystic meaning, these young lives, building, equipping, like a fleet of ships, immortal ships, soon to sail out over the measureless sea on the south voyage. Only a lot of boys and girls, only the tiresome spelling, writing, ciphering classes, only a public school? More, infinitely more, as George Fox raised his warning cry, it is this pile of brick and mortar, these dead floors, windows, rails you call the church? Why is it not the church at all? The church is living, every living soul. And you, America, cast your real raccooning for your present? The lights and shadows of your future, good or evil, to girlhood, boyhood look, the teacher and the school. Are you the new person drawn toward me? By Walt Whitman. Are you the new person drawn toward me? To begin with, take warning. I am surely far different from what you suppose. Do you suppose you will find in me your ideal? Do you think it is so easy to have me become your lover? Do you think the friendship of me would be unalloyed satisfaction? Do you think I am trusty and faithful? Do you see no further than this facade, the smooth and tolerant manner of me? Do you suppose yourself advancing on we are grown toward a real heroic man? Have you no thought, poor dreamer, that it may be all my illusion? I said thy portals old Sir Death, by Walt Whitman. I said thy portals old Sir Death, entering thy sovereign, dim, illimitable groans, to memories of my mother, to the divine blending maternity, to her, buried and gone, yet buried not, gone not for me. I see again the calm, benignant face, fresh and beautiful still. I sit by the form in the coffin. I kiss and kiss convulsively again the sweet old lips, the cheeks, the closed eyes in the coffin. To her, the ideal woman, practical, spiritual, of all of earth, life, love, to me the best, I grave a monumental line, for I go amid these songs, and set a tombstone here. As I pondered in silence, by Walt Whitman, as I pondered in silence, returning upon my poems, considering, lingering along, the phantom arose before me, with distrustful aspect, terrible in beauty, age and power, the genius of poets of old lands, as to me directing like flames its eyes, finger pointing to many immortal songs, a menacing voice. What singest thou? It said. Knowest thou not, there's but one theme for ever enduring bards, and that is the theme of war, the fortune of battles, the making of perfect soldiers? Be it so, then I answered. I too, hardly shade, also sing war, and a longer and greater one than any waged in my book, the varying fortune, the flight, advance and retreat, victory deferred and wavering. Yet, methinks, certain, or as good as certain at the last, the field the world for life and death, for the body and for the eternal soul, loud too am come, chanting the chant of battles, I above all promote brave soldiers. As if a phantom caressed me, by Walt Whitman. As if a phantom caressed me, I thought I was alone, walking here by the shore. But the one I thought was with me is now I walk by the shore. The one I loved that caressed me, as I lean and look through the glimmering light, but the one has utterly disappeared, and those appear that are hateful to me and mock me. As the time draws nigh, by Walt Whitman. As the time draws nigh, glooming a cloud, and read beyond, of I know not what darkens me. I shall go forth, I shall traverse the states awhile, but I cannot tell whither or how long. Perhaps soon, some day or night, while I am singing, a voice will suddenly cease. How book or chance must all then amount to but this? Must we barely arrive at this beginning of us? Yet it is enough, O soul. We have positively appeared, that is enough. As toilsome I wandered, by Walt Whitman. As toilsome I wandered in Virginia's woods, to the music of rustling leaves kicked by my feet, for 'twas autumn. I marked at the foot of a tree the grave of a soldier, mortally wounded he and buried on the retreat. Easily all could I understand. The halt of the midday hour went up, no time to lose, yet this sign left on a tablet scrawled and nailed on the tree by the grave. Old cautious true and my loving comrade. Long, long I mused when on my wake or wandering, many a changeful season to follow, and many a scene of life. Yet at times through changeful seasons and scene, abrupt, alone on the crowded street, comes before me the unknown soldier's grave, comes the inscription rude in Virginia's woods, bold, cautious, true, and my loving comrade. Assurances, by Walt Whitman. I need no assurances. I am a man who is preoccupied of his own soul. I do not doubt that from under the feet, and beside the hands and face I am cognizant of, on our looking faces I am not cognized of, calm and actual faces. I do not doubt by the majesty and beauty of the world are latent in any iota of a word. I do not doubt I am limitless, and that the universes are limitless. In vain I try to think how limitless. I do not doubt that the orbs and the system of orbs play their swift sports through the air on purpose, and that I shall one day be eligible to do as many as they, and more than they. I do not doubt that temporary affairs keep on and on millions of years. I do not doubt interiors have their interiors, and exteriors have exteriors, and that the eyesight has another eyesight, and the hearing another hearing, and the voice another voice. I do not doubt that the passionately wept deaths of young men are provided for, and that the deaths of young women and the deaths of little children are provided for. Did you think life was so well provided for, and death a purpose for life is not well provided for? I do not doubt that wrecks at sea, no matter what the horse of them, no matter whose wife, child, husband, father, lover, has gone down, are provided for, to the minutest points. I do not doubt that whatever can possibly happen, anywhere, at any time, is provided for in the inherences of things. I do not think life provides for all, and for time and space, but I believe heavenly death provides for all. Beginners, by Walt Whitman. How we are provided for upon the earth, appearing at intervals. How drear and dreadful we are to the earth, how they inure to themselves as much as to any. But a paradox appears for age. How people respond to them, yet know them not. How there's something relentless in their fate all times. All times must choose the objects of their adulation and reward, and how the same inexorable price must still be paid for the same great purchase. Beginning my studies, by Walt Whitman. Beginning my studies, the first step pleasured me so much, the mere fact, consciousless these forms the power of motion, the least insect or animal, the senses, eyesight, love. The first step, I sway, awed me and pleasured me so much. I have hardly gone and hardly wished to go any farther, but stop and loiter all the time, to sing it in ecstatic songs. Behavior, by Walt Whitman. Behavior, fresh native, copious, each one for himself or herself. Nature and soul expressed, American freedom expressed, in it the finest art, in it pride, cleanliness, sympathy to have their chance, in it physique, intellect, fate, in it just as much as to manage an army or a city, or to write a book, perhaps more. The youth, the labouring person, the poor person, prevailing on the rest, perhaps outdoing the rest. The effects of the universe no greater than its, for there is nothing in the whole universe that can be more effective than a man's or woman's daily behaviour can be in a position in any one of these states. City of Ships, by Walt Whitman. City of ships, of the black ships, of the fierce ships, of the beautiful sharp-boat steamships and sail ships. City of the world, for all races are here, all the lands of the earth make contributions here. City of the sea, city of hurried and glittering tides, city whose gleeful tides continually rush or recede, whirling in and out with eddies and foam. City of wharfs and stores, city of tall facades of marble and iron, proud and passionately city, meddlesome, mad, extravagant city. Spring up, O city, not for peace alone, but be indeed yourself warlike. Fear not, submit to no model but your own, O city. Behold me, incarnate me, as I have incarnated you. I have rejected nothing you offered me, whom you adopted, I have adopted. Good or bad, I never question you. I love all, I do not condemn anything. I chant and celebrate all that is yours, yet peace no more. And peace I chanted peace, but now the drum of war is mine. War, red war, is my song through your streets, O city. Come up from the fields, father, by Walt Whitman. Come up from the fields, father, here's a letter from our Pete. And come to the front door, mother, here's a letter from thy dear son. Loud is autumn, low were the trees, deeper green, yellower and redder, cool and sweet now high as villages, with leaves fluttering in the moderate wind. The apples ripe in the orchard hang, the grapes on the trellised vines. Smell you the smell of the grapes on the vines? Smell you the buckwheat, where the bees were lately buzzing? Above all low the sky so calm, so transparent after rain, and with wondrous clouds below, to all calm, all vital and beautiful, and the farm prospers well. Down in the fields all prospers well, but now from the fields come father, come at the daughter's call, and come to the entry, mother, to the front door come, right away. Fast as she can, she hurries, something ominous, her steps trembling. She dares not take to smooth her hair nor adjust her cap. Open the envelope quickly, on this is not our son's writing, yet his name is signed. How strange and writes for our dear son, a stricken mother's soul. What swims before her eyes, flashes with black. She catches the main words only, sentences broken, gunshot wound and repressed. Cavalry skirmish, taken to hospital, at present low, but will soon be better. And now the single figure to me, mid all teeming and wealthy Ohio, with all its cities and farms, sickle wide in the face and dull in the head, where we faint by the chamber of the door leads. Grieve not so, dear mother, the just grown daughter speaks through her sobs, the little sister huddled around, speechless and dismayed. See, dearest mother, the letter says Pete will soon be better. Alas, poor boy, he will never be better. Nor maybe needs to be better, but brave and simple soul. While I stand at home at the door, he is dead already, the only son is dead. But the mother needs to be better, she with thin form, presently dressed in black. By day her meals untouched, when at night fitfully sleeping, often waking. In the midnight waking, weeping, longing with one deep longing, or that she might withdraw unnoticed, silent from life, escape and withdraw, to follow, to seek, to be with her dear dead son. Darest thou know, O soul, by Walt Whitman. Darest thou know, O soul, walk out with me toward the unknown region, where never ground is for the feet, nor any path to follow, nor map there, nor guide, nor voice sounding, nor touch of human hand, nor face with blooming flesh, nor lips nor eyes are in that land. I know it not, O soul, nor dost thou. All is a blank before us, all waits undreamed of in that region, that inaccessible land. Till when the ties loosen, all but the ties eternal, time and space, nor darkness, gravitation, sense nor any bounds, boundless. When we burst forth, we float in time and space, our soul prepared for them, equal, equipped at last, our joy, our fruit of all, them to fulfill, O soul. Despairing cries, by Walt Whitman. Despairing cries float ceaselessly toward me day and night. The sad voice of death, the call of my nearest lover, putting forth alarmed, uncertain, the sea I am quickly to sail. Come tell me where I am speeding, tell me my destination. I understand your English, but I cannot help you. I approach here, behold, to set mouth, to look out of the eyes, your mute inquiry. Thither I go from the bed and I recline on. Come tell me. Old age alarmed, uncertain, a young woman's voice appealing to me. For comfort, a young man's voice, shall I not escape? Earth, my likeness, Walt Whitman. Earth, my likeness, while you look so impassive, ample and spheric fair, and I suspect that is not all. And I suspect there's something fierce in you, and liable to burst forth. For an athlete is and word of me, and I of him. I do want him wear something fierce and terrible in me, and liable to burst forth. I don't tell it in words, not even in these songs. Facing west from California shores, by Walt Whitman. Facing west from California shores, inquiring, tireless, seeking what is yet unfound. I, a child very old, over waves towards a house of maternity, to land of migrations, look afar. Look off the shores of my western sea, the circle almost circled. For starting westward from Hindustan, from the Wales of Kashmir, from Asia, from the north, from the god, the sage and the hero, from the south, from the flowery peninsulas and the Spice Islands, long having wandered since round the earth having wandered, now I face home again with the pleasure and joys. But where's what I started for so long ago, and why is it yet unfold? For him I sing, by Walt Whitman. For him I sing, and raise the present on the past, as some perennial tree out of the roots the present on the past. With time and space a hymn delayed, infuse the immortal laws, to make himself by them the law unto himself. From my last years, by Walt Whitman. From my last years, last thoughts I here bequeath, scattered and dropped in seeds and waved to the west. Through moisture of Ohio, prairie soil of Illinois, through Colorado, California air, a time to germinate fully. Full of life now, Walt Whitman. Full of life now, compact, visible. I 40 years old, of the 83rd year of the States. To one a century hence, or any number of centuries hence. To you yet unborn, these seeking you. When you read these, I, that was visible, am become invisible. Now it is you, compact, visible, realizing my poems, seeking me, fancying how happy you were if I could be with you, and became your comrade. Be it as if I were with you, be not too certain that I am now with you. Gliding o'er all, by Walt Whitman, gliding o'er all, through nature, time and space, as a ship on the waters advancing, a voyage of a soul, not life alone, death, many deaths I'll sing. Had I the choice, by Walt Whitman, had I the choice to toll greatest bards, to limn their portraits, deadly beautiful, and emulate at will, Homer will all his wars and warriors, Hector, Achilles, Ajax, or Shakespeare's woe entangled, Hamlet, Lear, Othello, Tennyson's fair ladies, match all of the best, or choice conceit to wield perfect rhyme, delight of singers. These I'll see, all these I'd gladly barter. Would you the indulgence of one wave its strict to me transfer, or breath for breath of yours upon my words, and leave its odor there? Hast never come to thee an hour, by Walt Whitman? Hast never come to thee an hour, a sudden gleam divine, precipitating, bursting all these bubbles, fashions, wealth, with eager business aims, books, politics, art, amours, to utter nothingness? Here, sailor, by Walt Whitman. What ship hustled at sea, conservatory cooning, or coming in to wind the bars and follow a channel a perfect pilot needs? Here, sailor, here, ship, take aboard the most perfect pilot, whom in a little boat, putting off and rowing, I, hailing you, offer. Here the frailest leaves of me, by Walt Whitman. Here the frailest leaves of me, yet my strongest lasting. Here shade and hide my thoughts. I myself do not expose them, and yet they expose me more than all my other poems. How solemn is one by one, by Walt Whitman. How solemn is one by one, as the ranks returning, all worn and sweaty, as the men feel by where I stand, as the faces of the masks appear, as I glance at the faces studying the mask. as I glance upward out of his pages, styling you, dear friend, whoever you are. How solemn the thought of my whispering soul to each in ranks and to you. I see behind each mask with wonder a kindred soul. Of a bullet could never kill what you really are, dear friend, though a bayonet stab what you really are. The soul, yourself I see, great as any, good as the best, waiting secure and content, which a bullet could never kill, like a bayonet stab, our friend. Hushed be the camps today, by Walt Whitman. Hushed be the camps today, and soldiers, let us drape our war-worn weapons, and each with musing soul retire, to celebrate our dear commander's death. No more for him life's stormy conflicts, nor victory nor defeat, no more time-stuck events, charging like cheeseless clouds across the sky. But sing, poet, in our name, sing of the love we bore him, because you dwell in camps now truly. As they invoke the coffin where, sing, as they close the doors of earth upon him, one verse for the heavy heart of soldiers. I hear America singing, by Walt Whitman. I hear America singing, the riot carols I hear. Voice of mechanics, each one singing his, as it should be, blithe and strong. The carpenter singing his, as he measures his plank or beam. The mangin singing his, as he makes ready for work or leaves off work. The boatman singing what belongs to him and his boat. The deckhand singing on the steamboat deck. The shoemaker singing as he sits on his bench. The hatter singing as he stands. The woodcutter's song, the plowboy's, and sway in the morning or at the noon intermission or at sundown. The delicious singing of a mother, of a young wife at work, or of a girl sewing or washing, each is singing what belongs to her and to none else. The day what belongs to the day, at night the party of young fellows, robust, friendly, singing with open mouths, with strong melodious songs. I hear it was charged against me, by Walt Whitman. I hear it was charged against me, that I sought to destroy institutions. But really I am neither for nor against institutions. What indeed have I in common with them, or what with the destruction of them? Only I will establish in the Manhattan and in every city of these states, inland and seaboard, in the fields and woods, and above every keel, little or large, the denser water, without edifice or rules or trustees or any argument, the institution for dear love of comrades. I hear you, solemn sweep pipes of the organ, by Walt Whitman. I hear you, solemn sweep pipes of the organ, as last Sunday morning I passed the church. Winds of autumn, as I walk the woods at dusk. I hear your long-stretched sighs up above so mournful. I hear the perfect Italian tenor singing at the opera. I hear the soprano in the midst of the quartet singing. Hear of my love, you too I heard, murmuring low through one of her wrists around my head. Heard the pulse of you, and all was still, ringing little bells last night under my ear. I saw in Lousiana a live oak growing, by Walt Whitman. I saw in Lousiana a live oak growing, all alone stood it, and the moss hung down from the branches. Without any companion it grew there, uttering joyous leaves of dark green, and its look, rude, unbending, lusty made me think of myself. But I wondered how it could utter joyous leaves, standing alone there, without its friend, its lover near, for I knew I could not. And I broke off a twig with a certain number of leaves upon it, and turned around a little moss, and brought it away, and have placed it in the side in my room. It is not needed to remind me as of my own dear friends, for I believe lately I think of little else than of them. Yet it remains to me a curious token. It makes me think of manly love, for all that, and though the live oak listens where in Louisiana, solitary in a wide flat space, uttering joyous leaves all its life, without a friend, a lover, near I know very well I could not. I saw old General at bay, by Walt Whitman. I saw old General at bay, old as he was, his grey eyes yet shone out in battle like stars. A small force was now completely hemmed in his works. He called for volunteers to run the enemy's lines, a desperate emergency. I saw 100 and more steps forth from ranks, but 2 or 3 were selected. I saw them receive for orders aside. They listened with care. The adjutant was very grave. I saw them depart with cheerfulness, freely risking their lives. I sit and look out, by Walt Whitman. I sit and look out upon all the sorrows of the world, and upon all oppression and shame. I hear secret convulsion sobs from young men, and anguish with themselves, remorseful after deeds done. I see in low life a mother misused by her children, dying neglected, gaunt, desperate. I see the wife misused by her husband. I see the treacherous seducer of young woman. I mark ranklings of jealousy and unrequited love, attempted to be hid. I see the sighs on the earth. I see the workings of battle, pestilence, tyranny. I see murderers and prisoners. I observe a famine at sea. I observe the sailors casting lots who shall be killed to preserve the lives of the rest. I observe as lies and degradations cast by arrogant persons upon labourers, the poor. Always, all the meanness and agony without end, I sitting, look out upon, see hear, and am silent. I thought I was not alone, by Walt Whitman. I thought I was not alone, walking here by the shore, but the one I thought was with me is now walked by the shore. As I lean and look through the glimmering light, that one has utterly disappeared, and those appear that perplex me. I was looking a long while, by Walt Whitman. I was looking a long while for a clue to the history of the past for myself, for this chance, and now I have found it. It is not in those pages fables in the libraries, where man never accept nor reject. It is no more in the legends than in all else. It is in the present, it is this earth today. It is in democracy, the purport and aim of all the past. It is in the life of one man or one woman today, the average man of today. It is in languages, social customs, literatures, arts. It is in the broad show of artificial things, ships, machineries, politics, creeds, modern improvements, and the interchange of nations, all for the average man of today. I will take an egg out of a robin's nest, by Walter Whitman. I will take an egg out of the robin's nest in the orchard. I will take a branch of gooseberries from the old bush in the garden, and go and preach to the world. You shall see I will not meet a single heretic or scorner. You shall see how I stamp clergymen and confound them. You shall see me showing a scarlet tomato and white pebble from the beach. In former songs, by Walt Whitman. In former songs pride have I sung, and love, and passionate, joyful life, but here twine the strands of patriotism and death. And now life, pride, love, patriotism, and death, to you, O freedom, purport of all, you that elude me most, refusing to be caught in songs of mine, offer all to you. 'Tis not for nothing, death, I sound out you, and words of you with daring tongue, embodying you in my new democratic chants, keeping you for close, for last impregnable retreat, citadel and tower, for my last stand, appealing, final cry. In midnight sleep, by Walt Whitman. In midnight sleep, of many a face of anguish, of a look at first of the mortally wounded, of that indescribable look, of the dead on their backs, with arms extended wide, I dream, I dream, I dream. Of scenes of nature, fields and mountains, of skies so beauteous after a storm, and at night the moon so unearthly bright, shining sweetly, shining down where we dig the trenches and gather the heaps. I dream, I dream, I dream. Long, long have they passed, faces and trenches and fields, where through the carnage I moved with a colour's composure, away from the fallen, onward I sped at the time. But now of the forms at night, I dream, I dream, I dream. In the new garden in all the parts, by Walt Whitman. In the new garden in all the parts, and cities now, modern I wonder. Or the second or third result, or still further primitive yet, day's place is indifferent, though their rise the same. Time paradise, Manhattan, the prairies, finding me unchanged, if indifferent, it is that I lived long since, was about long ago. For all that I may now be watching you here this moment, for the future with determined will I seek, the woman of the future, you born years, centuries after me I seek. Inscription, by Walt Whitman. Small is the theme of the following chant, yet the greatest, namely oneself, and one whose thing is simple, separate person, that for the use of a new world I sing, man's physiology complete, from top to toe I sing, not physiognomy alone, my brain alone is worthy for the muse. I say the form complete is worthier far, the female equal with the male I sing, not she said the theme of oneself. I speak the world of the modern, the world en masse. My days I sing in the lands of intestine sinew of harpless war. O friend, whoever you are, at last arriving highway to commence, I feel forever you leave the pressure of your hand, which will return, and thus upon our journey linked together let us go. Italian music in Dakota, by Walt Whitman. Through the soft evening air and winding all, rocks, woods, fort, cannon, pacing sentries, endless wilds, and the lucid streams and flutes and cornets notes, electric, pensive, turbulent, artificial, yet strangely fitting even here, meanings unknown before, subtler than ever, more harmony as if bornly related here, not to the city's frescoed room, not the audience of your opera house, sounds, echoes, wandering strains, as really here at home, Sonambulla's innocent laugh, cheers of Norma's anguish, and the aesthetic shows Poliuto. Rayed in the limpid yellow slanting sundown music, Italian music in Dakota. While nature is a run of a snarl or yum, lurking in hidden barbaric grim recess, acknowledging a rampart however far removed, as the Mojudo soil of earth, its last born flower fruit, listens well plashed. Joy, Shipmate Joy, by Walt Whitman. Joy, shipmate, joy, pledged to my soul that if I cry, our soul is close till life begins. A long, long and short relief. The ship is clear at last, she leaps, she swiftly courses from the shore. Joy, shipmate, joy. Laws for Creations by Walt Whitman. Laws for Creations for strong artists and leaders, for fresh broods of teachers and perfect literates for America, for noble sevens and calming musicians. All must have reference to the assemble of the world and the compact truth of the world. There shall be no subject too pronounced, all work shall illustrate the divine love in directions. What do you suppose creation is? What do you suppose will satisfy the soul, except to walk free and own a superior? What do you suppose I would intimate to you in 100 ways, but that man or woman is as good as God, and that there is no God any more divine than yourself, and that is what Violas and you Smiths finally mean, and that you or anyone must approach creations through such laws? Lessons by Walt Whitman. There are who teach only the sweet lessons of peace and safety, where they teach lessons of war and death to those they love, that they readily meet invasions when they come. Locations and Times by Walt Whitman. Locations and times. What is it in me that meets them all, whenever and wherever, and makes me at home? Forms, colors, densities, odors? What is it in me that corresponds with them? Long, too long, O land, by Walt Whitman. Long, too long, O land, traveling roads all even and peaceful, you learn from joys and prosperity only. But no, you learn from crises of anguish, and rancing, grappling with direst fate, and recoiling not, and now to conceive and show to the world what children of master really are. For you, except myself, as yet convinced what your children of master really are? Look down, fair moon, by Walt Whitman. Look down, fair moon, and bar the scene. Pour softly down night's nimbus floods, on faces ghastly, swollen purple, of the dead on their backs with their arms tossed wide. Pour down your unstinted nimbus, scared moon. My Picture Gallery by Walt Whitman. In a little house keep I pictures suspended. It is not a fixed house, it is round. It is only a few inches from one side to the other. And behold, it is a room for all the shows of the world, our memories. Here the terrors of life, and here the groupings of death. Here, do you know this? This is the Cicerone himself. A finger raised he points to the prodigal pictures. Not my enemies ever invade me, by Walt Whitman. Not my enemies ever invade me, no harm for my pride from them I fear. Do the lovers I recklessly love, lo, how they master me. Lo me, ever open and helpless, bearer of my strength, utterly abject, grovelling on the ground before them. Not the pilot, by Walt Whitman. Not the pilot has charged himself to bring a ship into port, or beaten back and many times baffled. Not the pathfinder, penetrating inland weary and long, by deserts parched, snows chilled, rivers wet, preserves till he reaches his destination, or when I have charged myself, heeded or unheeded, to compose a free march for these states, to bring acceleration music to them, a battle call, rousing to arms, if need be, years, centuries hence. No final to the shore, by Walt Whitman. No final to the shore. No land and life final and farewell, no voyager depart, much, much for these yet in store. Often enough hast thou adventured overseas, cautiously cruising, studying the charts, duly again to port, and horsest high returning. But now obey the cherished secret wish, embrace the friends, leave all in order, to port and hawsers tie, no more returning, depart upon thy endless cruise, old sailor. O Captain, my Captain, by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every wreck, the prize resort is won. The port is near, the bells are here, the people all exulting. Where follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. Though hard, 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 out the bleeding drops of rain, where on the deck my Captain lies, fallen cold and dead. O Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you buoyants and ribboned revs, for you the shores are crowding. For you they call the swaying mass, the eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm bendeth your head. It is some dream, but on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. The captain does not answer, his lips are pale and still. The father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. For fearful trip the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, O shores, and ring, O bells. But I with mournful tread, where could deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. O living always, always dying, by Walt Whitman. O living always, always dying, of the burials of me, past and present. O me, while I stride ahead, material, visible, imperious as ever. O me, who I was for years now dead, I lament not, I am content. Or to disengage myself from those corpses of me, which I turn and look at, where I cast them. To pass on now living, always living, and leave the corpses behind. O me, our life, by Walt Whitman. O me, our life, of the questions of his recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish, of myself forever reproaching myself, for whom more foolish than I, and who more faithless, of eyes that vainly crave the light, of the objects mean, of a struggle ever renewed, of the poor results of all, of the plodding and sordid crowds as he round me, of the empty and useless years of rest, with rest me intertwined. A question, O me, so sad, recurring, what good amid these, O me, our life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists and identity. If the powerful play goes on, and you will contribute a verse. O Star of France, by Walt Whitman. O Star of France, the brightness of our hope and strength and fame, like some proud ship that lead the fleet so long, it seems today wreck, driven by the gale, a mastless hulk. Amid its teeming, maddened, half-drowned crowds, nor helm nor helmsman. Dim-smitten star, orb not of France alone, pale symbol of my soul, its dearest hopes, the struggle and the daring, rage divine for liberty, of aspirations toward the fair ideal, enthusiasts dream of brotherhood, of terror to the tyrant and the priest. Star crucified, by traitors sold, star panting our land of death, heroic land, strange, passionate, mocking, frivolous land, miserable, yet for thy errors, vanity's sins, I will not now rebuke thee, where unexampled woes and pangs have quelled them all, and left thee sacred. And that amid the many folds forever amidst highly, and that thou wouldst not really sell thyself, however great the price, and that thou surely wakest weeping from thy drugged sleep, and that alone among thy sisters, thou giantess, didst rend the ones which shamed thee, and that thou couldst not, wouldst not, wear the usual chains, this cross, thy livid face, the pierced hands and feet, the spear thrust in thy side. O star, O ship of France, beat back unbaffled long, be up, O smitten orb, O ship continue on. Sure as the ship of all, the earth itself, product of deathly fire and turbulent gales, forth with spasms of fury and its poisons, issuing at last in perfect power and beauty, onward beneath the sun, following its course, so we, O ship of France, finished with days, the clouds dispelled, the trail over long-sought extrication, will now be borne high over the European world, and glad as answering whence, his face afar to face, reflecting ours, Columbia. Against thy star, O France, fair lustrous star, and heavenly peace clear, more bright than ever, shall beam immortal. O sun of real peace, by Walt Whitman. O sun of real peace, O hastening light, O free and ecstatic, O what I hear, preparing warble for. For the sun of the world will ascend, dazzling and takes his height, and you too, O my ideal, will surely ascend. So amazing and broad, up there resplendent, darting and burning, a vision prophetic, staggered with weight of light, with pouring glories, O lips of my soul, already becoming powerless, O ample and crowd presidentiates, now the war's over. New history, new heroes I project you, visions of poets, only you really last, sweep on, O heights the swift and dizzy yet, O perched and luminous, you threaten me more than I can stand. I must not venture, the ground under my feet menaces me. I will not support me, our future too immense. Our present I return, while yet I may, to you. Of him I love day and night, by Walt Whitman. Of him I love day and night. I dreamed I heard he was dead, and I dreamed I went where they had buried him, my love, but he was not in that place. I dreamed I wandered searching among burial places to find him, and I found that every place was a burial place. The houses full of life were equally full of death, as houses know. The streets, the shipping, the places of amusement, the Chicago, Boston, Philadelphia, the Manhattan, were as full of the dead as of the living, and fuller, or vastly fuller, of the dead than of the living. And what I dreamed I will henceforth tell to every person and age, and I stand henceforth bound to what I dreamed. And now I am willing to disregard burial places and dispense with them. And if the memorials of the dead were put up indifferently everywhere, even in the room where I eat or sleep, I should be satisfied. And if the corpse of anyone I love, my own corpse, be dully rendered to powder and put in the sea, I shall be satisfied. Or if it be distributed to the winds, I shall be satisfied. Offerings, by Walt Whitman. 1,000 perfect men and women appear. Around each gathers a cluster of friends, and gay children and youths with offerings. Old Ireland, by Walt Whitman. Far hence, amid an isle of wondrous beauty, crouching over a grave, an ancient sorrowful mother, once a queen, now lean and tattered, seated on the ground. Her old white hair dropping dishevelled round her shoulders, at her feet fallen an unusual royal harp, long silent, she too long silent, mourning her shrouded haup and hair, of all the earth her heart most full of sorrow, because most full of love. Hear the word, ancient mother, you need crouch when no longer on the cold ground, the forehead between your knees, or you need not sit there, veiled in your old white hair so dishevelled. It was an illusion, for her the son you love was not really dead. The Lord is not dead. He is arisen again, young and strong, in another country. Even while you weep by your fallen harp by the grave, what you wept for was translated, passed from the grave. The winds favoured and the sea sailed it, and now the rosy and new blood moves today in a new country. On the beach at night, by Walt Whitman. On the beach at night stands a child with her father, watching the east, the autumn sky. Up through the darkness, while raven clouds, the burial clouds in black masses spreading, lower, sullen and fast, earthward and down the sky, amid a transparent clear belt of ever yet left in the east, askance large and calm, the Lord star Jupiter. And nigh at hand, only a very little above, swim the delicate brothers, the Pleiades. From the beach, the child holding the hand of her father, the burial clouds were lower, victorious, soon to day the old watching, silently weeps. Weep not, child, weep not, my darling. With his kisses let me remove your tears. The raven cloud shall not long be victorious. It shall not long possess the sky, shall woo the stars only in apparition. Jupiter shall emerge, be patient, watch again another night. The Pleiades shall emerge, they are immortal. All those stars, both silvery and golden, shall shine out again, the great stars, and the little one shall shine out again. When you are the vast immortal suns, and the long enduring pensive moons shall again shine. Then, dearest child, mourns for only for Jupiter, considers for only the burial of the stars. Something there is, with my lips soothing thee, adding, I whisper, I give thee the first suggestion, the problem and indirection. Something there is more mortal even than the stars, many the burials, many the days and nights passing away. Something that should endure longer even than lustrous Jupiter, longer than sun, or any revolving satellite, or the radiant brothers the Pleiades. Oneself I sing, by Walt Whitman. Oneself I sing, a simple separate person, yet utter the word democratic, the word en masse. Of psychology from top to toe I sing, of psychnometry alone, her brain alone, is worthy for the muse. I say the form complete is worthier far. The female equally with the male I sing. Of life immense and passion, pulse and power cheerful, the freest action formed, and the laws divine, the modern man I sing. One song America before I go, by Walt Whitman. One song America before I go, I'd sing her all the rest, the trumpet sound for we the future, I'd sow a seed for we of endless nationality, I'd fashion our ensemble including body and soul, I'd show way ahead by real union and how it may be accomplished, the paths to the house I seek to make, but leave to those to come the house itself. Belief I sing, and preparation, as life and nature are not greater reference to the present only, but greater still from what is yet to come, out of that formula for we I sing. One sweeps by Walt Whitman. One sweeps by, attended by an immense train, all emblematic of peace, not a soldier or manual among them. One sweeps by, out with black eyes and profuse white hair. He has the simple magnificence of health and strength. His face strikes as with flashes of lightning weather it turns toward. 3 old men slowly pass, followed by 3 others, and way by 3 others. They are beautiful. The one in the middle of each group holds his companions by the hand. As they walk, they give off perfume wherever they walk. Or from that sea of time, by Walt Whitman. Or from that sea of time, spray blown by the wind, a double windrow drift of weeds and shells, or little shells, so curious convolute, so limpid, cold, and voiceless, it will you not, to the tympans of temples held, murmurs and echoes still bring up, eternity's music faint and far, wafted inland, sent from Atlantic's rim, strains for the soul of the prairies, whispered reparations, chords for the year of the west, joyously sounding, tidings old, yet ever new and untranslatable. Infinitesimals out of my life, and many a life, for not my life and years alone I give, all I give. 10 these thoughts and songs, waves from the deep, here cast high and dry, washed on America's shores. Currents of starting a continent new, over pure scent of solid out of a liquid, fusion of ocean and land, tender and pensive waves, not safe and peaceful only, gracious and ominous too. Out of the depths of the stormiest abysms, who knows whence, death's waves raking o'er the vast, with many a broken spar and tattered sail. Others may praise what they like, by Walt Whitman. Others may praise what they like, but I from the banks of running Missouri praise nothing, in art or aught else, till there's well inhaled the atmosphere of this river, or the western prairie scant, and fully exudes it again. Out of the rolling ocean the crowd, by Walt Whitman. Out of the rolling ocean the crowd came a drop gently to me, whispering I love you, before long I die. I have travelled a long way, merely to look on you, to touch you, for I could not die till I once looked on you, for I feared might afterward lose you. Now we have met, we have looked, we are safe. Return in peace to the ocean, my love. I too am part of the ocean, my love. We are not so much separated. Behold the great roundel, the cohesion of all, how perfect. And as for me, for you the irresistible sea is to separate us. As for an hour carrying us diverse, it cannot carry us diverse forever. Be not impatient in its space, nor you I salute the air, the ocean, and the land, every day at sundown for your dear sake, my love. Perfection, by Walt Whitman. Only themselves understand themselves, and the like of themselves the souls only understand souls. Poets to come, by Walt Whitman. Poets to come, orators singing, musicians to come. Not today is to justify me and answer what I am for, but you, no brutal native athletic continent greater than before known, arose, arose. You must justify me, you must answer. I myself but write one or two indicative words of the future. I but advance a moment, only to reel and hide back in the darkness. I am a man who, sauntering alone, without fully stopping, turns a casual look upon you and then adverts his face, leaving it to you to prove and define it, expecting the main things from you. Portals, by Walt Whitman. What are woes of the known, but to scan and enter the unknown, and what are woes of life, but death? Prayer of Columbus, by Walt Whitman. A battered wrecked old man, thrown on the savage shore, far, far from home, penned by the sea, in dark rebellious brows, 12 dreary months, so stiff of many toils, sickened and nigh to death, I take my way along the island's edge, venting a heavy heart. I am too full of woe, haply I may not live another day. I cannot rest, O God, I cannot eat or drink or sleep, till I put forth myself, my prayer once more to thee. Breathe, bathe myself once more in thee, commune with thee, report myself once more to thee. Thou knowest my years entire, my life, my long and crowded life of active work, not adoration merely. Thou knowest the prayers and vigils of my youth, thou knowest my manhood's solemn and visionary meditations, thou knowest how before I commenced, I devoted all to come to thee. Thou knowest I have in age ratified all those vows, and strictly kept them. Thou knowest I have not once lost nor faith nor ecstasy in thee, and shackles present in disgrace repining not, accepting all from thee, as duly come from thee. All my empresses have been filled with thee, my speculations, plans, begun and carried on in thoughts of thee, sailing in the deep or journeying the land for thee, intentions, purports, aspirations mine, leaving results to thee. For I am sure they really come from thee, the urge, the ardor, the unconquerable will, a potent felt interior command stronger than words, a message from the heavens whispering to me even in sleep, thee sped me on. By me and these the work so far accomplished, for what has been has been. By me earth's elder, cloyed in stiffened lands and uncloyed, unloosed. By me the hemispheres rounded and tied, the unknown to the known. The end I know not, it is all in thee, or small or great I know not. Hardly what broad fields, what lands, hardly the brutish, measureless human undergrowth I know, transplended where may rise to stature knowledge worthy thee. Hardly the thoughts I know may where indeed be turned to reaping tools. Hardly the lifeless cross I know, Europe's dead cross, may bud and blossom where. One effort more, my altar with bleak sand, but thou, O God, my life hast lightened, a ray of light steady, ineffable, vouchsafed to thee, light rare, untellable, lighting the very light. Beyond all signs, descriptions, languages, O whether God, be it my latest word, here on my knees, old, poor, and paralyzed, I thank thee. My terminus near, the clouds already closing in upon me, the voyage balked, the course disputed, lost, I yield my ships to thee. Steersman unseen, henceforth the helms are thine, take thou command. What of my petty skill by navigations, my hands, my limbs grow nerveless, my brain feels wrecked, bewildered. Let the old timbers part, I will not part. I will cling fast to thee, O God, though the waves buffet me. We at least, I know. Is it the prophet's thought I speak, or am I raving? What do I know of life, what of myself? I know that even my own work, past or present, dim ever-shifting guesses of it spread before me, of newer, better worlds, their mighty parturations, mocking, perplexing me. And these things I see suddenly, what mean they? As if some miracle, some hand divine had sealed my eyes, shadowing vast shapes, smile through the aeon sky, and on the distant waves sail countless ships, and anthems the new tongues are here saluting me. Reconciliation by Walt Whitman. World over all, beautiful as the sky, beautiful that war and all its deeds of carnage must in time be utterly lost. At the hands of the sisters death and night, incessantly softly wash again, never again the soiled world. For my enemy is dead, the man divine as myself is dead. I look where he lies, white-faced and still, in the coffin I draw near. I bend down and touch lightly with my lips the white face in the coffin. Roots and leaves themselves alone by Walt Whitman. Roots and leaves themselves alone are these, scants brought to man and woman from the wildwoods and from the pondside. Breasts sorrel and pinks of love, fingers that wind around tighter than vines, gushes from the throats of birds, hitting the foliage of trees as the sun is rising. Breezes of land and love, breezes set from living shores out to you and the living sea, to you, O sailors. Frost-mellowed berries and third-month twigs offered fresh to young persons wandering out to the fields when the winter breaks up. Love buds put before you and within you, whoever you are, buds to be unfolded on the old terms. If you bring the warmth of the sun to them, they will open and bring form, color, perfume to you. If you become the element in the bed, they will become flowers, fruits, tall branches and trees. Shut not your doors by Walt Whitman. Shut not your doors to me, proud libraries, of that which was lacking on all your well-filled shelves. You need it most, I bring, forth from the army of a war merge in the book I have made. The words of my book nothing to drift of it everything. A book separate, not linked with rest, not felt by the intellect. But you, ye untold latencies, will thrill to every page, through space and time fused in a chant, and with flowing eternal identity to nature, encompassing these, encompassing God to the joys, electrical all, the sense of death and accepting exultant in death, and its turn the same as life, the entrance of man I sing. So far, and on toward we end, by Walt Whitman. So far, and on toward we end, singing what is sung in this book from the irresistible impulses of me. But whether I continue beyond this book to maturity, whether I shall dart forth with true race the ones that wait unfired, where I think the sun was shining its brightest, and it has not yet fully risen, whether I shall complete what is here started, whether I shall attain my own height to justify these yet unfinished, whether I shall make a poem of a new world and transcending all others depends, rich persons, upon you, depends whether you are now filled the current presidentite upon you governor, major, congressman, and you, contemporary America. Sometimes with one I laugh, by Walt Whitman. Sometimes with one I laugh, I fill myself with rage, for fear infuse and return laugh. But now I think there is no unreturned love to pay it certain, one way or another. I loved a certain person ardently, and my love was not returned, yet out of that I have written these songs. Song for all seas, all ships, by Walt Whitman. Today a rude brief recitative of ships sailing the seas, each with its special flag or ship signal, of unnamed heroes and the ships of waves spreading and spreading far as the eye can reach, of dashing spray and the winds piping and blowing, and out of these a chant for the sailors of all nations fitful like a surge. Of sea captains young or old, and the mates, and of all intrepid sailors, of a few very choice take a turn, whom fate can never surprise nor death dismay, picked sparingly without noise by we, out ocean chosen by we, O sea that pickest and cullest the race and time and unitest nations, suckled by we, out husky nurse embodied we, indomitable, untamed as we. Ever the heroes on water or on land, by once or two appearing, ever the stock preserved and never lost, or rare enough for seed preserved. Flaunt out, O sea, as separate flags of nations, flaunt out, visible as ever the various ship signals, but do ye reserve especially for yourself and for the soul of man one flag above all the rest, a spiritual woven signal for all nations, emblem of man elate above death, token of all brave captains, and all intrepid sailors and mates, and all that went down doing their duty, remescant of them twin from all intrepid captains, young or old, a panel universal, subtle, waving all time, are all brave sailors, all seas, all ships. Sparkles from the Wheel, by Walt Whitman. Where the city's cheeseless crowd moves on, a lifelong day withdrawn, I join a group of children watching I pause aside with them. By curb toward the edge of a flagging, a knife grinder works at his wheel, sharpening a great knife. Bending over, he carefully holds it to the stone by foot and knee. With measured tread he turns rapidly as he presses with light but firm hand forth issue, when copious golden jets sparkles from the wheel. The scene and all its belongings, how they seize and affect me. A sad sharp-chinned old man with worn clothes and broad shoulder band of leather, myself effusing and fluid, a phantom curiously floating now, here absorbed and arrested. The group and unminded point set in a vast surrounding, the attentive quiet children of the loud, proud, restive base of the streets, the low horse pure of the whirling stone, the light-pressed blade, effusing, dropping, side darting, and tiny showers of gold sparkles from the wheel. Spirit that formed the scene, by Walt Whitman. Spirit that formed the scene, these tumbled rock piles grim and red, these reckless heaven ambitious peaks, these gorgeous, turbulent clear streams, this naked freshness, these formless wild airs, for reason of their own. I know we, savage spirit, we have communed together, mind to such wild airs, for reason of their own. Wars charged against my chance, they had forgotten art, diffused within themselves its rules precise and delicatesse. The lyrist measured beat, wrought or tempest grace column and polished arc forgot, but woe with the realist your spirit that formed the scene, they have remembered thee. Spirit whose work is done, by Walt Whitman. Spirit whose work is done, spirit of dreadful hours, are departing, fade from my eyes your forests of bayonets, spirit of gloomiest fears and doubts, yet onward ever unfaltering pressing, spirit of many a solemn day and many a savage scene, electric spirit, that with muttering voice with a war now closed, like a tireless phantom flitted, rousing the land with breath of flame, while you beat and beat the drum. Knows the sound of a drum, hollow and harsh to the last, reverberates around me, as your ranks, your immortal ranks, return from the battles. But the muskets of the young men yet lean over their shoulders, while the look of the buoyants bristling over their shoulders, while those slender bayonets, whole forests of them, appearing in the distance, approach and pass on returning homeward, moving with steady motion, swaying to and fro, to the right and left, evenly and lightly rising and falling as the steps keep time. Spirit of hours I knew, on hectic red run day, but pale as death next day. Touch my mouth ere you depart, press my lips close, leave me your pulses of rage, bequeath them to me, fill me with currents convulsive, let them scorch and blister out of my chance when you are gone, let them identify you to the future in these songs. States, by Walt Whitman. States, were you looking to be held together by the lawyers, by an arrangement on a paper, or by arms? Away, I arrive bringing these, beyond all the forces of cords and arms, these hold you together as firmly as the earth itself is held together. Your breath of life ever new, here, I pass it by contact to your America. O mother, have you done much for me? Behold, there shall for me be much done for you. There shall for me be a new friendship. It shall be called after my name. It shall circulate through the states, indifferent of place. It shall twist and intertwist through and around each other. Compact shall they be, showing you signs. Affection shall solve every one of the problems of freedom. Those who love each other shall be invincible. They shall finally make America completely victorious in my name. One from Massachusetts shall be comrades to the Missourian, one from Maine or Vermont, and the Carolinian and the Organese shall be friends to you, more precious to each other than all riches of the earth. To Michigan shall be wafted perfume from Florida, to the Manhattan from Cuba or Mexico, to the perfume of flowers but sweeter and wafted beyond death. No danger shall balk Columbia's lovers. If need be, 1,000 shall sternly immolate themselves for one. The Canuck shall be willing to lay down his life for the Kensian, and the Kensian for the Canuck, and you need. I shall be consummary in all directions, in the houses and streets, to see many affection. The departing brother or friend shall salute the remaining brother or friend with a kiss. There shall be invocations. There shall be countless linked hands, namely, the northeasterns, and the northwesterns, and the southwesterns, and those of the interior, and all their brood. We shall be masters of the world under a new power. I shall laugh to scorn the attacks of all the remainers of the world. The most dauntless and rude shall touch face to face lightly. The dependents of liberty shall be lovers. The continuance of equality shall be comrades. We shall tie in bands stronger than hopes of iron. Are ecstatic or partners or lads. Henceforth with the love of lovers tie you. Still, for the one I sing, by Walt Whitman. Still, for the one I sing, one yet of contradictions made. I dedicate to nationality. I leave in him revolt, our latent right of insurrection, our quenchless, indispensable fire. The last invocation, by Walt Whitman. At the last, tenderly, from the walls of a powerful, fortressed house, from the clasp of knitted locks, from the keep of well-closed doors, let me be wafted. Let me glide noiselessly forth, with the keys of softness unlock the locks with a whisper. Set out the doors also. Tenderly, be not impatient. strong's your hold or mortal flesh, strong's your hold or love. With music always around me, by Walt Whitman. With music always around me, unceasing, unbeginning yet long untaught I did not hear, but now a chorus I hear and am elated. A tenor, strong scanning with power and health, with glad notes of daybreak I hear. A soprano at intervals sailing buoyantly over the tops of immense waves. A transparent bass shuddering lusciously under and through the universe. A triumphant tutti with funeral wailings, the sweet flutes and violins, all these I fill myself with. I hear not the volumes of sound, merely I am moved by the exquisite meanings. I listen to the different voices, winding in and out, striving, contending the fiery vermins to excel each other in emotion. I do not think the performers know themselves, but now I think I begin to know them. That shadow, my likeness, by Walt Whitman. That shadow, my likeness, that goes to and fro, seeking a livelihood, chattering, chaffering. Often I find myself standing and looking at that word flits. Often I question and doubt whether that is really me. But in these, and among my lovers, and caroling my songs, I never doubt whether that is really me. The City Dead House, by Walt Whitman. By the city dead house, by the gate, his idle sauntering, wending away from the clangor, a curious pause for lo, an outcast form, a poor dead prostitute brought. A corpse for deposit, unclaimed that lies on the damp brick pavement. A divine woman, her body I see, the body I look on it alone. That house once full of passion and beauty, all else I notice not. Nor stillness so cold, nor running water for faucet, nor odors morbid feast impress me. But a house alone, with a wondrous house, a delicate fair house that ruin, but a mortal house, more than all the rows of dwellings ever built. A white domed capital itself, with majestic figures surmounted, all the old high-spirit cathedrals. A little house alone, more than them all poor desperate house, fair fearful wreck, tenement of a soul, itself a soul. Unclaimed a walled house, take one breath from my tremulous lips, take one tear, dropped aside as I go, for thought of you, dead house of love, house of madness and sin, crumbled, crushed. House of life, while talking and laughing, but our poor house, dead even then, months, years, an echoing, garnished house, but dead, dead, dead. The Runner, by Walt Whitman. On a flat road runs a well-trained runner. He is lean and sinewy with muscular legs. He is thinly clothed. He leans forward as he runs, with lightly closed fists and arms partially raised. The Ship Starting, by Walt Whitman. Lo, the unbounded sea, on its breast a ship starting, spreading all her sails, an ample ship, carrying even her moon sails. The pennant is flying aloft. As she speeds so steadily below, emulous waves press forward. They surround the ship, with shining curving motions and foam. The sobbing of the bells, by Walt Whitman. The sobbing of the bells, the sudden death news everywhere. The slumbers arose, the report of the people. Full well we know that message in the darkness. Full well return, respond within their breasts, their brains, the sad reverberations. Passionate toll and clang city to city, joining, sounding, passing, those heartbeats of a nation in the night. These carols, by Walt Whitman. These carols, sung to cheer my passage through the world I see, for completion I dedicate to the invisible world. Think of a soul, by Walt Whitman. Think of a soul. Assert to you that body of yours gives proportion to your soul somehow to live in other spheres. I do not know how, but I know it is so. Think of loving and being loved. I swear to you, wherever you are, you can interfuse yourself with such things that everybody that sees you shall look longingly upon you. Think of the past. I warn you that in a little while ours will find our past in you and your times. A race is never separated, nor man or woman escapes. All is inextricable things, spirit's nature, notions. You too, for precedents you come. Recall the ever-welcome defiers, the mothers precede them. Recall the sages, poets, saviors, inventors, lawgivers of the earth. Recall Christ, brother of rejected persons, brother of slaves, felons, idiots, and of insane and diseased persons. Think of the time when you were not yet born. Think of times you stood at the side of a dying. Think of the time when your own body will be dying. Think of spiritual results. Sure as the earth swims through the heavens, does every one of its objects pass into spiritual results. Think of manhood and you to be a man. Do you count manhood and the sweet of manhood nothing? Think of womanhood and you to be a woman. The creation is womanhood. Have I not said that womanhood involves all? Have I not told how the universe was nothing better than the best womanhood? This day, O soul, by Walt Whitman. This day, O soul, I give you a wondrous mirror. Long in the dark and tarnished and clouded lay, but the cloud has passed and the tarnish gone. Behold, O soul, it is now a clean and bright mirror, faithfully showing you all the things of the world. The dust was once the man, by Walt Whitman. The dust was once the man, gentle, plain, just and resolute, under whose cautious hand, against the fullest crime in history known in any land or age, was saved the union of these states. This moment, yearning and thoughtful, for Walt Whitman, this moment yearning and thoughtful, sitting alone, it seems to me there are men in other lands, yearning and thoughtful. It seems to me I can look over and behold them in Germany, Italy, France, Spain, or far, far away in China or in Russia or India talking other dialects. And it seems to me if I could know those men, I should become attached to them as I do to men in my own lands. For I know we should be brethren and lovers, and I should be happy with them. Thou reader, thou Walt Whitman, thou reader showest life and pride and love the same as I, wherefore for we the following chants. To a certain civilian, by Walt Whitman, do you ask dulcet rhymes for me? Did you seek the civilian's peaceful and languishing rhymes? Did you find what I sang erewhile so hard to follow? Why I was not singing erewhile for you to follow, to understand, nor am I now. I have been born of the same as the war was born. The drum corps' harsh rattle is to me sweet music. I love well the martial dirge, with slow wail and convulsive throb, leading the officer's funeral. What to such as you, anyhow such a poet as I? Wherefore leave my works, and go lull yourself of what you can understand, and with piano tunes, for I will nobody, and you will never understand me. To a historian, by Walt Whitman, you who celebrate bygones, who have explored the outward, the surfaces of the races, the life that has exhibited itself, who have treated of man as a creature of politics, aggregates, rulers and priests. I have it taken of the Allegians, treating of him as he is in himself, in his own rights, pressing the pulse of a life that has seldom exhibited itself, the great pride of man in himself. Chant of personality outlining what is yet to be, I project the history of a future. To a locomotive in winter, by Walt Whitman, we from a recitative, we in the driving storm, even the snow is snow, the winter day declining, we in thy panoply, thy measured dual throbbing, and thy beat convulsive, the black cylindric body, golden brass and silvery steel, the bronze sidebars, parallel connecting roots, gyrating, shutting at thy sides, thy metrical, nor swelling pendant roar, nor tapering in the distance, thy great protruding headlight fixed in front, the long pale floating vapor pennants tinged with delicate purple, the dense and murky clouds are bleaching from thy smoke stack, thy knitted frame thy springs and walls the tremulous twinkle of thy wheels, a train of cars behind, obedient merrily following, through gale or calm, nor swift nor slack, yet steadily careering, type of a modern, emblem of motion and power, pulse of a continent. For once come surfer muse and merchant verse, even as here I see we, with storm and buffeting gusts of wind and falling snow. By day the warning ringing bell to sound its notes, by night the silent signal lamps to swing. Fierce-throated beauty, roll through my chant with all thy lawless music, by swinging lamps at night. Piercing, madly whistling laughter, the echoes, rumbling like an earthquake, rousing all. Love thyself complete, thine one track firmly holding. No sweetness debonair of cheerful harp or glib piano wine, by thrills of shrieks, by rocks and hills returned, launched o'er the prairies, wide across the lakes, to the free skies, unpent and glad and strong. To a President, by Walt Whitman, all you are doing and saying is to America dangled miracles. You have not learned of nature, of the politics of nature. You have not learned the great amplitude, rectitude, and partiality. You have not seen that only such as they are for these states, and that what is less than they must sooner or later lift off from these states. To a stranger, by Walt Whitman, passing stranger, you do not know how longingly I look upon you. You must be he I was seeking, or she I was seeking. It comes to me as of a dream. I have somewhere surely lived the life of joy with you, all is recalled as we flit by each other, fluid, affectionate, chaste, matured. You grew up with me, were a boy with me, or girl with me. I ate with you and slept with you. Your body has come, not yours only, nor left my body mine only. You give me the pleasure of your eyes, face flesh as we pass. You take off my beard, breast, hands in return. I am not to speak to you, I am to think of you when I sit alone, or wake at night alone. I am to wait, I do not doubt I am to meet you again. I am to see to it that I do not lose you. To a Western Boy, by Walt Whitman, or boy of the West, too many things to absorb. I teach to help you become a love of mine, and of blood like mine circle not in your veins, if you be not silently selected by lovers, and do not silently select lovers. Of what use is it that you seek to become a slave of mine? To a foreign land, by Walt Whitman. I heard that you asked for something to prove this puzzle, the new world, and to define America, athletic democracy. Therefore I send you my poems, that you behold in them what you wanted. To him that was crucified, by Walt Whitman. My spirit to yours, dear brother. Do not mind because many, sounding your name, do not understand you. I do not sound your name, but I understand you, where others also. I specify you with joy, O my comrade, to salute you, and to salute those who are with you, before and since and those to come also, and you all labor together, transmitting the same charge in succession. Ye few equals, indifferent of lands, indifferent of times, the enclosers of all continents, all castes, allowers of all theologies, compassionators, perceivers, report of men, we walk silent among disputes and assertions, but reject not the disputers, nor anything that is asserted. We hear the bawling and din, we are reached by division, jealousies, recriminations, and every sight. They close peremptorily upon us, to surround us, my comrade. Yet we walk unhealed, free, the whole earth over, journeying up and down, till we make our ineffectible mark upon time and the diverse errors. Till we saturate time and errors, and the man and woman of races, ages to come, will prove brethren and lovers as we are. To old age, by Walt Whitman. I see in you the estuary that enlarges and spreads itself grandly as it pours into the great sea. To one shortly to die, by Walt Whitman. From all the rest I single out you, having a message for you. You are to die, let others tell you what they please. I cannot prevaricate. I am exact and merciless, but I love you, there is no escape for you. Softly I lay my right hand upon you, you just feel it. I do not argue, I bend my head close and half envelop it. I sit quietly by, I remain faithful. I am more than nurse, more than parent or neighbor. I absolve you from all except yourself, spiritual, bodily, yet eternal, you yourself will surely escape. The corpse you will leave will be but excrementarious. The sun bursts through and unlocked four directions. Strong thoughts fill you, in confidence you smile. You forget you are sick, as I forget you are sick. You do not see the medicines, you do not mind the weeping friends, I am with you. I exclude others from you, there is nothing to be commiserate. I do not commiserate, I congratulate you. To rich givers, by Walt Whitman. What you give me, I cheerfully accept. A little sustenance, a heart and garden, a little money wreath, as I rendezvous with my poems. A traveller's lodging and breakfast as I journey through the States. Why should I be ashamed to own such gifts? Why to advertise for them? For I myself am not one who bestows nothing upon man and woman. For I bestow upon any man or woman re-entrance to all the gifts of the universe. To the east and to the west, by Walt Whitman. To the east and to the west, to the man of the seaside state and of Pennsylvania, to the Canadian of the north, to the southerner I love. These, with perfect trust, to depict you as myself, the germs are in all men. I believe the main purport of these states is to found a superb friendship, excelled previously unknown, because I perceive it waits and has been always waiting, latent in all men. To the garden the world, by Walt Whitman. To the garden the world, the newest canding, potent maids, daughters, sons preluding, the love life in their bodies, meaning and being, curious he behold my resurrection after slumber. The revolving cycles in the wide sweep brought me again, amorous, mature, all beautiful to me, all wondrous. My limbs and the quivering fire that ever plays through them, for reason most wondrous, exciting, appear penetrate still, content with the present content with the past, by my side or back of me, he following on front, and I following her just the same. To the man of war bird, by Walt Whitman. Thou who hast slept all night upon the storm, waking renewed on thy prodigy's pinions, burst the wild storm, above it thou ascendest, and rested on the sky, thy slave at cradle to be, thou blue point, far far in heaven floating, as to the light emerging here on deck I watch thee, myself a speck, a point on the world's floating vast. Far, far at sea, after the night's fierce drifts have strewn the shores with wrecks, the reappearing day is now so happy and serene, the rosy and elastic dawn, the flashing sun, the limpid spread of air cerulean, thou also reappearest. or born to match the gale, or art all wings, to cope with heaven and earth and sea and hurricane, or ship of air that never furls my sails. Day, even weeks and tired and onward, through spaces realms gyrating, at dusk it looks on Senegal and more America, that sportest amid the lightning flash and thundercloud, and them, in thy experience, heads vow my soul, what joys were mine. To the reader at parting, by Walt Whitman. Now, dearest comrade, lift me to your face. We must separate a while here, take from my lips this kiss. Whoever you are, I give it especially to you. So long, and I hope we shall meet again. To the States, by Walt Whitman. Why reclining interrogation? Why myself and all drowsing? What deepening twilight, scum floating atop of the waters? Who are they, as bats and night dogs, askant in the capital, or the filthy presidentiate, who sow your torrid suns, or north your arctic treasonings? I was really congressman, I boast the great judges, as that the president, and I will sleep a while yet, for I see that these states sleep for reasons. With gathering murk, with muttering thunder and lambent shoots, we all duly awake. South, north, east, west, inland and seaboard, we will surely awake. To we, old cause, by Walt Whitman. To we, old cause, for peerless, passionate good cause, for stern, remorseless, sweet idea, deathless through the ages, races, lands. After a strange, sad war, great war for we, I think all war through time was really fought, and ever will be really fought for we. We strands for we, the eternal march of we. For orb of many orbs, for seething principle, for well-kept Latin germ, for centra. I wonder dear, and grieve a strange sad war revolving, of all its angry and vehement play of causes, with yet unknown results to come, for thrice 1,000 years. These recitatives for we, the book and the war are one, merged in its spirit eye and mind, as a contest hinged on we, as a wheel on its axis turn, this book, unwitting to itself, around the idea of we. Virginia the West, by Walt Whitman. The noble sire, fallen on evil days, I saw with hand uplifted, menacing, brandishing, memories of old and abeyance, love and fate and avarice, the insane knife toward the mother of all. The noble son on sinew feet advancing, I saw out of the land of praise, land of Ohio's waters and of Indiana, to rescue the stalwart giant, Harry's plenteous offspring, dressed in blue, bearing their trusty rifles on their shoulders. Then the mother of all, with calm voice speaking, as to you, Virginia, I seem to hear her say, why strive against me, and why seek my life, when you yourself forever provide to defend me, for you provided me Washington, and now these also. Voices, by Walt Whitman. Now I make a leaf of voices, for I have found nothing mightier than they are, and I have found that no word spoken but is beautiful in its place. Or what is it in me that makes me tremble so at voices? Surely whoever speaks to me in the right voice, him or her I shall follow, as the waters follows the moon, silently with fluid steps anywhere around the globe. Or waits for the right voices, where's the practiced and perfect organ, where's the developed soul? For I see every word uttered whence, as deeper, as sweeter new sounds, impossible on lens terms. I see brains and lips closed, tympans and temples unstruck, until that comes which has the quality to strike and to unclose, until that comes which has the quality to bring forth what lies slumbering, forever ready in all words. Wandering at Morn, by Walt Whitman. Wandering at morn, emerging from the night, from gloomy thoughts, we in my thoughts, yearning to be harmonious union, we singing the divine. We seated coiled in evil times, my country, with craft and black dismay, with every meanless treason thrust upon we. Wondering with common marvel I beheld, the pan-thrush I watched, feeding its young, the singing thrush, whose tons of joy and fate ecstatic fail not to certify and cheer my soul. The pondered, felt I, if warm snakes, loathsome grubs, may to sweet spiritual songs be turned. The vermin so transposed, so used, so blessed may be, then may I trust in you, your fortunes, days my country, who knows what these may be the lessons fit for you, from these your future song may rise, with joyous thrills, destined to fill the world. We too, how long we were fooled, by Walt Whitman. We too, how long we were fooled, now transmuted we swiftly escape as nature escapes. We are nature, long have been absent, but now we return. We became plants, leaves, foliage, roots, barks. We are bedded in the ground, we are rocks. We are oaks, we grow in the openings side by side. We bros, we are two among the wild herds, spontaneous as any. We are two fishes swimming in the sea together. We are what the locust blossoms are. We drop scant throughout the lanes, mornings and evenings. We are also the coarse meal of beasts, vegetables, minerals. We are two predatory hawks. We soar both and look down. We are true resplendent suns. We it is balance ourselves, orbit and stellar. We are as two comets. We prowl-fanged and full-footed in the woods. We spring on prey. We are two clouds, forenoons and afternoons, driving ahead. We are seas mingling. We are two of those cheerful waves rolling over each other and interwetting each other. We are what the atmosphere is, transparent, receptive, previous, imperious. We are snow, rain, cold, darkness. We are each product and influence of a globe. We are circled and circled till we have arrived home again. We too have. We have voided all but freedom and all but our own joy. What am I, after all? By Walt Whitman. What am I, after all, but a child, pleased with the sound of my own name? Repeating it over and over, I stand apart to hear, it never tires me. Do you, your name also? Do you think there was nothing but two or three pronunciations in the sound of your name? What best I see in thee, by Walt Whitman. What best I see in thee is not but where thou movest down history's great highways, ever undimmed by time shoots warlike victories dazzle, and that thou satest the Washington set, ruling the land in peace, although the man of feudal Europe fetid, venerable Asia swarmed upon, or walked with kings of even paces round the world promenade. But that in foreign lands, and all the walks with kings, was prairie sovereigns of the West, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Ohio's, Indiana's millions, comrades, farmers, soldiers, all to the front, invisible with we walking with kings, with even paces round world's promenade. We all so justified. What general has a good army? By Walt Whitman. What general has a good army in himself has a good army. We happy in himself or she happy in herself is happy. But I tell you, you cannot be happy by others, any more than you can beget to conceive a child by others. What place is besieged? By Walt Whitman. What place is besieged, and when he tries to raise the siege? Or he sent to that place a commander, swift, brave, immortal, and with him horse and foot and parks of artillery, and artilleryman, the deadliest that ever fired gun. What think you I take my pen in hand? By Walt Whitman. What think you I take my pen in hand? The record, the battleship, perfect models, majestic, that is so pass we offing today under full sail, the splendor of the past day, or splendor of night that envelops me, of vaunted glory and growth of a great city spread around me? No, but I record of two simple men I saw today, the prior in the midst of a crowd, the parting of dear friends. The one to remain hung on the other's neck and passionately kissed him, while the one to depart tightly pressed the one to remain in his arms. What weeping face, by Walt Whitman. What weeping face is that looking from the window? Why does the stream pour sorrowful tears? Is it for some burial place, vast and dry? Is it to wet the soil of graves? When I heard at the close of the day, by Walt Whitman. When I heard at the close of the day how my name had been received with plaudits in the capital, still it was not a happy night for me that followed. And else when I caused, when my plans were accomplished, still I was not happy. But the day when I rose at dawn from the bed of perfect health, refreshed, singing, inhaling the ripe breath of autumn, when I saw the full moon and west grow pale and disappear in the morning light, when I wandered alone over the beach, and undressing, bathed, laughing with the cool waters, and saw the sunrise, when I thought how my dear friend, my lover was on its way coming, or when I was happy. Or when each breath tasted sweeter, and all that day my food nourished me more, and the beautiful day passed well, and the next came with equal joy, and with the next at evening came my friend. And at night, while all was still, I heard the waters roll slowly continually up the shores. I heard the hissing rustle of liquid and sands as directed to me, whispering to congratulate me. For one I love most laying sleeping by me, under the same cover in the cool night. In the stillness and the autumn moonbeams, his face was inclined toward me, and his arm lay lightly round my breast, and that night I was happy. In the pursuit of a conquered fame, by Walt Whitman. In the pursuit of the conquered fame of heroes and victories of mighty generals, I do not envy the generals, nor the president in his presidency, nor rich in his great house. We do not hear of a brotherhood of lovers, or the wars with them, how through life, through dangerous odium, unchanging, long and long, through youth and through middle and old age, how unfaltering, how affectionate and faithful they were, then I am pensive, as they walk away, filled with the bitterest envy. When I read the book by Walt Whitman, when I read the book, biography famous, and is this, then, said I, what the author calls a man's life? And so will someone, when I am dead and gone, write my life? As if any man really knew aught of my life. Why, even I myself, I often think, how little or nothing of my real life. Only a few hints, a few diffused, faint clues and indirections I seek for my own use to trace out here. Whispers of Heavenly Death by Walt Whitman. Whispers of heavenly death murmured I hear, labial gossip of night, sibilant curls, footsteps gently scanting, mystical breezes, waffled soft and low, ripples of unseen rivers, tides of a current, flowing, forever flowing. Or is it the facing of tears, the measureless waters of human tears? I see just sea, skyward great cloud masses, mournfully slowly they roll, silently swelling and mixing, with at times a half-dimmed, saddened, far-off star appearing and disappearing. Some apparition, or rather some solemn immortal birth, on the frontiers to ice impenetrable, some soulless passing over. Who is now reading this? By Walt Whitman. Maybe one is now reading this who knows some wrongdoing of my past life, or maybe a stranger is reading this who has secretly loved me. Or maybe one who meets all my grand assumptions and egoisms with derision, or maybe one who is puzzled at me, as if I were not puzzled at myself, or as if I never derided myself, or conscience struck, or self-convicted, or as if I do not secretly love strangers, or tenderly, a long time, and never avowed it, or as if I did not see perfectly well and clear in myself the stuff of wrongdoing, or as if I could cease transpiring for me until I must cease. With all thy gifts, America, by Walt Whitman. With all thy gifts, America, standing securely, rapidly tending, overlooking the world, power, wealth, extent, vouchsafe to we, with these, and like of these, vouchsafe to we. What if only gift thou lackest, the ultimate human problem never solving, the gift of perfect woman fit for we? What of that gift of gifts thou lackest, the towering feminine of we, the beauty, health, completion fit for we? The mothers fit for we? World, take good notice, by Walt Whitman. World, take good notice, silver stars fading, make a hue-ribbed weft of white detaching, coals 38, baleful and burning, scarlet significant hands of warning, now and henceforth flaunt from these shores. Year that trembled, by Walt Whitman. Year that trembled and reeled beneath me, your summer wind was warm enough, yet the air breath froze me. A thick gloom fell through the sunshine and darkened me. Must I change my triumphant songs, said I to myself, must I indeed learn to chant the cold dirges of the baffled and sullen hymns of defeat? Years of the modern, by Walt Whitman. Years of the modern, years of the unperformed. Your horizon rises, I see it parting away for more august dramas. I see not America only, I see not only liberty's nation, but other nations preparing. I see tremendous entrances and exits, I see new combinations, I see the solitary of races. I see that force advancing with irresistible power on the world's stage. Have the old forces, the old wars playing their parts, are the acts suitable to them closed? I see freedom completely armed and victorious, knowing haughty, with law on one side and peace on the other. A stupendous trio, all issuing forth against the idea of caste. What historical denouements are these we so rapidly approach? I see men marching and counter-marching by swift millions. I see the frontiers and boundaries of old aristocracies broken. I see the landmark of European kings removed. I see this day the people beginning the landmarks, or lovers give way. Never were such sharp questions asked as this day. Never was average man, his soul more energetic, more like a god. Lahori urges and urges, leaving the masses no rest. His staying foot is on land and sea everywhere. He colonizes the Pacific, the archipelagos, with the steamship, the electric telegraph, the newspaper, the wholesome engines of war, with these in the world spreading factories, interlinks all geography or lands. What whispers are these or lands running ahead of you, passing under the seas? All nations communing, as we're going to be but one heart to the globe, is humanity forming en masse? For lo, turns tremble, crowns grow dim. The earth restive confronts a new era, perhaps a general diviner war. No one knows what will happen next. Such portents fill the days and nights. Years prophetical. The space ahead as I walk, as I vainly try to pierce it, is full of phantoms. Unborn deeds, things soon to be, project their shapes around me. This incredible rush and heat, this strange ecstatic fever of dreams. O years, your dreams, O year, how they penetrate through me. I know not whether I sleep or wake. The performed American Europe grew dim, retiring in shadow behind me. The unperformed, more gigantic than ever, the unperformed, more gigantic than ever, advance upon me. Yet, ye downcast hours, by Walt Whitman. Yet, ye downcast hours, I know you also. Waits fleet, how ye clog and cling at my ankles. Earth to a chamber of morning turns, I hear the overweening, mocking voice. Matter as conqueror, matter triumphant only, continues onward. Despairing cries float chestlessly toward me, the call of my nearest lover, putting forth alarmed, uncertain. The sea I am quickly to sail, come tell me where I am speeding, tell me my destination. Understand your anguish, but I cannot help you. I approach here. Behold the sad mouth, the look of the eyes. Your mute inquire whither I go from the bed I recline on. Come tell me. Old age alarmed, uncertain, a young woman's voice appealing to me for comfort. Young man's voice, shall I not escape? You felons on trial in courts, by Walt Whitman. You felons on trial in courts, you convicts in prison cells, you sentenced assassins, chained and handcuffed with iron. Who am I too, but I am not on trial or in prison? Me, ruthless and devilish as any, that my wrists are not chained with iron, or my ankles with iron? You prostitutes flaunting over the totteries, so obscene in your rooms, who am I, that I should call you more obscene than myself? O culpable, I knowledge I expose, not mice, praise not me, compliment not me, you make me wince. I see what you do not, I know what you do not. Inside these breastbones are less smudged and choked. Benefic's face that appears so impassive, hell's tides continually run. Lusts and wickedness are acceptable to me. I walk with diligence, with passionate love. I feel I am of whim. I belong to those convicts and prostitutes myself, and henceforth I will not deny them, for how can I deny myself?